Bum, bum, da 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 da, bum, bum. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Ruby's Digest. My name's Christine, and if you clicked on this video, you are here for a Kindle clear out vlog. Like, what is a Kindle clear out vlog? It's where you have a Kindle and you have a lot of things saved on that Kindle and you need to clear it out. These are things that I have saved because I want to read them, but I never find myself going and reading them. A concept. It's a new day, it's a new age. Lots of crazy things are on the horizon. And so not only am I going to switch out my Kindle case, which is what it currently looks like, to this beautiful in-season heart case, but I'm also going to be clearing out my Kindle, as in reading as many Kindle books as I can so that I can free up some space on my Kindle. Very simple concept. I'm sure it's been done before. I'm sure it's been called other things, as simply as a Kindle reading vlog, which I've done before as well. That is what we are going to be doing today. I simply just have too many books on my Kindle. I have a full Kindle right now, like absolutely full. The one book that I can't get rid of is my classic literature book, which is the smutty book club, where me and a few friends get together and we read smutty books online on a live. It's a fun time. If you guys are interested in that kind of thing, it's linked down below. So I can't get rid of that book, but I am gonna go through all the other books, which are probably familiar to you. I swear these books are old, but some of them might surprise you. And any of these books are fair game. I'm basically gonna be reading for a week on my Kindle to see how many books I can GTFO out of here. All's fair in love and war, baby. All right, the first one that I've got on here is this one called Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. It's a #1 Amazon bestseller. Dark and triggering content between these pages, 18 plus only. Please read responsibly. So it's obviously a dark something, okay? Is it a dark romance, a dark whatever? I don't know. So when Cora attends her sister's birthday party, she expects at most a hangover or a walk of shame. She doesn't anticipate a stolen wallet, leaving her stranded and dependent on Dean, her arch nemesis. Ugh, we love an arch nemesis. She really doesn't anticipate waking up in shackles in a madman's basement. To make matters worse, Dean shares the space in his own set of chains. After 15 years of teasing, insults, and practical jokes, the ultimate joke seems to be on them. Oh, so they've had like a rivalry. Oh, okay, I see. The two people who always thought they'd end up killing each other must now work together if they want to survive. They had no idea their abductor has a plan for them, a plan that will alter the course of their relationship, blur the line between love and hate, and shackle them together with far more than just chains. So it sounds like trauma bonding. I've heard that this is a really great book, but really dark. Essentially, they are like puppets for this guy who has captured them. So the premise that I've heard from other people is that he makes them fall in love and then makes them want to kill each other, gives them the choice to kill each other. A Rivalry of Hearts is the next book. This one I saw on Instagram because of this reel right here, and I'm gonna link it down below. Y'all should watch this reel. Really, a good quote can get me behind any book. It's giving like fae academia. I don't even know if that is a genre, but that's what it's giving. 2 rival writers, 1 prestigious publishing contract, a bargain of hearts and desire. Rivalry yet again. They say never bargain with the fae. They also say don't get drunk on fae wine. Yet romance author Edwina Danforth, I remember now why I wanted to read this. It's because they said it was The Cruel Prince times Bridgerton, has managed to blunder with both on her first visit to the infamous Faelands. Now she's trapped in a magic-fueled bet she barely remembers with a man she'd be happier to forget. The terms, whoever can bed the most lovers during their month-long dueling book tour wins a coveted publishing contract. We're not gonna go through the whole entire thing. It just says A Rivalry of Hearts is a spicy standalone adult fantasy rom-com in the Fae Flings and Corset Strings series. So I was right about the academic rival. Well, academic phase. Sounds like it's a good time. Like I said, the quote really got me on this one, and that is why it's in the library. Next on my list is gonna be one that y'all all know about. I already know y'all know about. Y'all Kindle girlies. Y'all be telling me what to read. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here. I just live here. So this next one is called Phantasma, which I honestly always say Fantasia in my brain, but that is not the name of this book. By Callie Smith. This one is about this main character whose sister gets captured. So her name is Ophelia. Her sister gets captured and she enters into a deadly contest in a haunted mansion. The prize, if you win, is a single wish. Okay, so it's giving carnival, which is one of the buzzwords that got me into this book and had it downloaded on my Kindle. It says A Court of Thorns and Roses meets carnival in this seductive fantasy adventure, which is already, it's saying the right words here. A maze of twisting corridors, lavish ballrooms, demons, demons, temptations. There are 9 challenges, and the more dangerous one is the last one. Other contestants will stop at nothing to eliminate their rivals. Okay, so obviously there is a love interest. His name is Blackwell, original. And it seems like they have to maybe work together to solve the mystery here in Scooby-Doo land. With a steamy romance, a sexually morally gray love interest, OCD rep, and jaw-dropping twist. Seems like it's a fun time. I actually loved Carnival. I just didn't finish that series or pick up the adjacent series to it because I got so mad at the love interest and what happened in that trilogy. I should really let that go, but I can't see myself doing that right now. The next one is Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Ooh, I really said that. Okay, the deal here with this one is that it's a witch and a witch hunter who are falling in love. It's definitely enemies to lovers is what they say. Okay, we'll see about that. I'm telling you, I can count on my hand how many actual enemies to lovers books I've read, and I've read a lot of fantasy books. It's giving, I think Night Witch is the book that this reminds me of, like literally down to a T. Essentially, this woman is a witch. She is moonlighting as a socialite, and then in, you know, the wee hours of the evening, she turns into the Crimson Moth, who is saving people of her kind. Enter in Gideon, who is the witch hunter. Listen, I'm down for a little crazy time, but the thing here is it's a romantic fantasy series that obviously has deceit, lies, that type of a thing. There's going to be a big reveal, of course. It's a duology. I've heard good things. I started this one, and I hate to say it, y'all, but I'm on 1%. So hopefully it ends up being good. I don't know why I stopped it, but yeah, that's the next one on my list. So going out of the fantasy genre, all right, this one I downloaded because of my friend Stephanie. She was telling me about this like sometime last year. She started reading Mariana Zapata. I've never read Mariana Zapata. This one was particularly interesting because there's something about, like, I don't even want to say it actually. Y'all know, if you know what part I'm talking about, because I don't even want to say it actually, because once we get to it, that's when it'll be shocking to y'all. It's about a coach and a soccer player falling in love. But yeah, apparently there's this one scene and it ends up getting real shitty. That wasn't even a good joke. It's gonna be my first Mariana Zapata. I've heard it's a slow burn, you know, a good time. It's been on my Kindle for a while. Let's see if I actually like Mariana Zapata, because all her books are getting snatched up anyway for traditional publishing, so I gotta do something with these, okay, on my Kindle. Another option is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. Now, I have a really love-hate relationship with Carissa Broadbent because obviously, you know, she had the Crowns of Nyaxia books, and the first one I liked, and then the second one, it's like I gave it a 4.5, and now that I think about it, I'm like, was it really that good? Then I read God of No Worlds, I think, or There Are No Worlds, something. It's gonna come up right here, y'all see it. I read that one, and I was like, meh. I didn't even continue after that one. And that was a book club book. This one has been on my Kindle since I first read the first 2 books in the Nyaxia series. And this is supposed to be a standalone where a woman goes kind of like as a double agent, right? She's going in to essentially like make this king conqueror fall in love with her, and then she kills him. So there's romance, it's a forbidden love, it's deception. It is a standalone fantasy romance, and there are supposed to be like epic battles, mortal enemies to lovers with morally gray characters. So it's like all the things that I would like. Let's just see how it all gets put together. The books that this is like that pique my interest is Bridge Kingdom and From Blood and Ash. And I know why those are the 2 books, because I've read both those books, and it's because of that deception. Because in both of those books, the women are deceiving. They're not who they seem to be. I see why they would put that here in the description. I think it's gonna be great, y'all. I've been going through my vampire era recently, like in the past, basically since October of last year. I've just been reading vampire book after vampire book after vampire book, and I've read some really great ones. So I want this to be another one. I want Carissa to have my heart again, because let me tell you, the other books that I was reading by her, I was like, girlfriend, girly pop, why is nothing hitting like it used to hit? Tell me right now. Let's see if there's any more that y'all might know of, because once I start getting into these other titles, I really think y'all are gonna not want to stick around. All right, these ones are gonna be ones where I have officially gone down the rabbit hole. So like if you're not interested in the non-mainstream fantasy books, you might wanna skip this part because I don't even know if I'm gonna get to these, but I do wanna honorably mention them, okay? Because what is going on this Kindle, y'all? I'm gonna just show you the titles right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 titles that I'm not sure I've ever seen anybody ever talk about. I was just scrolling through these ones. I'm gonna do this. If I get to these, I will let y'all know what these are about. We will talk about them. I'll give you my thoughts. But a lot of these are either a goblin book, because let's face it, goblins are actually my favorite mythical, not creature, but like humanoid is what I would say. There's like fae, elves, you know, fairies, shifters, goblins, all kinds of things, right? Goblins are up there for me. I don't know why, okay? I got converted young, and that's all I can say. But yeah, lots of these are like, because I went down a goblin rabbit hole, and then the other ones just look like those mass market paperbacks where, you know, you go in and you're like, I don't know if this is gonna be good, but I'm just gonna read it. I think this one actually, The Stolen Goblin Bride, is that someone told me to read. Oh no. There's 2 other ones by Emma Hamm. I don't know, it could be one of these. Somebody told me to read one of them. It remains to be seen which one that is. I think that's what we're gonna do with that, because I don't want to waste y'all's time, and I honestly don't want to waste mine, because what if I start reading it and I don't like it? Then we did all this for nothing. So that's how we're gonna play this one, but we're definitely gonna be getting into a lot of these ones from the beginning, and maybe even some extras. We'll see. My Kindle is so messy. Like, there's so much stuff on it right now. Like, why do I have Audible on my Kindle, y'all? Help me. Can I listen to books off this thing? Like, tell me. I have it in there. I don't know why, but that's what's going on. So a little bit of dark romance, a little bit of fantasy romance, a little bit of fantasy. It's gonna be a great vlog. I cannot wait. All right, y'all, so that's the intro. That's what's going on. It's currently Sunday. I don't know if I'm gonna get any reading done. I have to do some editing for our stuff, and then I have book club tonight for my Patreon. So I'm a busy gal. But hopefully I can sit down at the end of the day and do a little bit of reading. Don't know which one I'm going to start with, but I will check in with y'all periodically, either tonight or tomorrow. We'll see what strikes our fancy. See you guys in a little bit. Hello. It is very echoey in here. I'm excited to talk to you guys, but also at the same time, as y'all know, I'm in the office. That is not finished yet, so nothing is in here except for me and my crazy laptop. Don't look back there. Anyway, so I'm at 50% of Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. And this is what I've figured out, and what I think, you know, I had such a problem with the other Carissa Broadbent books. So this is my 4th, I believe, Carissa Broadbent. I read, like I said, the 2 Nyaxia books, first and second one, and then I read the Daughter of No Gods. Y'all, that book's right here. Let me tell you, I can't remember the name of it to save my life. I liked the Nyaxia, but what I did find is that there was a lot of forward action and a lot of like world building. But what I figured out is that when I'm reading a book, if I don't care about the characters, I'm not gonna care a lick about the world building, okay? Because in my brain, this is how it goes. You meet a character and you're like, ooh, mysterious, interesting, love to see it. You know, where did that person come from? Let's find out. But if I'm like thrown into this world, right? And it's talking about all these different clans and all these different types of vampires and all these different, you know, countries that are like pretty much not obtuse. What is the word? Like they're pretty much abstract because I have nothing to tether me to those places. Then really the world building is all for nothing. So with Carissa Broadbent, sometimes, like with the Nyaxia books, she does introduce characters and get you there with them to have like a back and forth or to have some page time with them. But in this book, and I don't know when this was written, but I do know Daughter of No Worlds was before Nyaxia. And in, you know, this book, I find that she is doing like a bunch of world building. And in this one, I will say that she did try and do a lot of character work, but I just wasn't really interested in it. Like, I get it, the butterflies mean something, it is what it is, but like it just didn't hit. Like that book just didn't hit and I didn't continue with the series, right? So with this one, right now to me, it's feeling like a 3.5 because like I want to know what happens and I do want to see if there's like a good relationship between our two main characters. The problem is like we've been through like 4 battles already or like missions, and as interesting as they are to learn about like this woman's power and stuff, it really just reminding me of the like ladies from Dune who are in like this cult and they, what are they called? It's literally Paul's mom. Oh my god. It's just reminding me of those women who like are secret assassins but like they also have like mind powers. And like, I just want it to be like more than that. I don't know. Like, I just wanted it to be either there's like this amazing relationship between the two main characters and like they have good banter or whatever, or, you know, the world building and the magic system and like the characters are just outstanding. So right now it's just like feeling a little bit more than average, and I do want to continue just because I'm interested to see how it ends, but like I really hope that this ending pays off. And that's really all I can say about it right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I felt like there was something I was gonna say. It's just a lot of paragraphs and not a lot of talky. I need the banter. I need something to make me believe that they like each other besides her healing him every night because she has to. You know what I mean? Okay, forced proximity, I get it. But like, why do you like this guy? Why does he like you besides the fact that you're pretty? Maybe because you're an assassin? Okay, I can get behind it. But what else is there?
You're beautiful.
Thank you. But what else?
What else?
Is beauty all that matters to you?
What else is there?
What else is there? That's where I'm at. So today's Tuesday. I just got back from work. So I'm going to be continuing on with this one. I do want to like do some chores and stuff around the house before I do that. But I will be cozying up with my book. And I will be getting, I think I'm going to be finishing this one at least. But yeah, that's the check-in for this first one. I want this guy to be more of a vampire. Right now it's giving Fae. Where's my Nosferatu king? It's like as soon as I turned on the camera, this like weird lighting started happening. I finished slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I'm gonna stick with my original rating for this one, 3.5. I think I might give it a 3. I think I just talked myself into that right now. And the more I think about it, the more that feels right to me. I get that it's labeled as a fantasy romance, but y'all, I feel like there was 0 romance in this book. And let me explain why. I feel like there was no like cute banter with the characters. And granted, you don't have to have banter to be romantic, but like I didn't really see them on page spending time together or talking. And I get it, these are like 2 kind of serious characters, but also at the same time, like give me something. Like give me something. Like I get it, he inherently trusts her deep in his bones, but like why? Like what made him do that? Besides, the only thing I can think of is she's trying to help him during this curse in the night, and she comes into his room and basically like takes away this pain for him. But she started doing that because she was trying to assassinate him and get close to him. She didn't do that because she liked him at all. And I get it, like he's not a killer, or at least he's not a killer that she thought he was. You know what I mean? Like he's not merciless. He's got a soul. I get it. But like, again, what else is there? I don't even really think anything happened with the plot. I get it that this was like a prequel and it was supposed to be setting up world building and stuff for the rest of the books that are in this world. But y'all, ooh, I found it kind of lacking. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off my Kindle. Goodbye to you, slaying the Vampire Conqueror. The funniest part is that at the end it says, read on for notes from the author plus a preview of slaying the Shifter Prince. I don't even know what character that could be, but I won't be going into it. I will not be reading it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they, thems, and alls. It's just not happening, and just stop trying to make fetch happen, okay? So I really want some romance, and I really do not think that still beating Heartless Hunter or any of these no-name Phantasma might be it. I just feel like I'm gonna read Phantasma and it's gonna be the same exact vibe. Like I feel like I'm just gonna be let down. Tell me I'm wrong, y'all. Tell me that Phantasma is good, because I really need some good banter, like something back and forth, something good. And I think what I'm gonna get that with the Rivalry of Hearts. Okay, I know I briefly talked to y'all about this. It's like an academic fae setting, And the reason why I added this is because of that quote that I showed y'all. Now, I don't want to say it's getting hot and heavy because I don't know about that, but I know that it's got at least a little bit of good banter. And them being in this kind of competition fight for this academic journal. What was it again? I don't know. They're doing something. Sleeping their way through trying to be #1 in the academics. Listen, I don't need much more than that. I just want them to have a cute little something together. It just seems like it's gonna be a good time, like Bridgerton phase, okay? Let's get started. I don't even know if it's gonna be good. I've heard 0 things about it. Like, I literally have only seen this one reel. That's good enough for me. So we're gonna start this one. It's currently like 4:30 right now. So I do have a few things that I need to do. I'm gonna do some Roomies Digest work, and then I'm gonna make a little dinner, and I'm gonna settle down with this little book. And by book, I mean Kindle. I'll give you guys an update on that probably tomorrow, because my luck, I'll start reading it and then I'll pass out in the bed. Just like, you know, that's me. Anywho, okay, that's my update on Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. We're 0 for 1, people. 0 for 1. Okay, y'all. I just want to check in really quick. It says it's a cozy, low-stakes fantasy rom-com. I feel like that's gonna be a good time, okay? Did I tell y'all that I'm a fozy? I'm a fozy. A cozy fantasy reader? No, that'd be a cantasy. No, a fozy sounds better. Oh my God. Has anybody said anything about fozy? I'm about to start using that all the time. Listen here. If I say the word fozy, I'm not gonna explain it on the internet. You guys will know what it is, and that's it. But I'm like really weird about the cozy fantasies that I like, so hopefully this is a good one. We'll see. Oh. Okay. This is a horrific angle, I think. But listen, we're here, we're reading, and I'm at 56%. Finally, our 2 main characters are getting down and dirty. And by down and dirty, I mean they've kissed. I'm just having the best time with this little fozy romance. It is way better. Sherman. It is way better than what I thought it was going to be. I'm going to say that because they were setting it up like it's a rivalry of who can sleep with the most people during this book tour, and whoever gets the most numbers or whatever, they get a 3-book deal with their publishing company. And it just sounds like sketchy because I'm like, what do you mean? But obviously it's a ploy. And our main love interest, she's not very experienced, okay? So she's experiencing things for the first time. And then William, who is so swoon-worthy, he just did the cutest thing, y'all. I can't even tell you. I cannot even tell you. It's just so cute. It's like, you know, they kiss, but it's still a slow burn because, like, they're meaning things to each other. But Edwina, my girl Edwina, she does not know what's going on. Like, she's like, oh, he's just doing this for the bet, you know, da-da-da-da. And I'm like, girl, men are not that complicated. Oh, boy, are they not that complicated. Literally, they just do what they want. And that's honestly the world we live in. But this guy isn't that bad. I like him. He's making me swoon. So we're going to continue on in this little reading corner that me and Sherman have been nestling in, haven't we, Shermy? Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna continue on. It's 9 p.m. Oh, good. Will I be able to finish? It says 2 hours and 48 minutes left in the book, so 10, 11, 12. I might finish this tonight. Let's see. I really want some Sour Patch Kids, but I definitely don't have those in the cabinet, so it's fine. Oh my God. Oh, fancy seeing you guys here. I'm in my reading corner, but this is a definite different angle because the light's behind my chair, so you guys wouldn't be able to see my face. It'd be really weird. So I just finished A Rivalry of Hearts and I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it so much. It was such a pleasant surprise, y'all. Like, it was like so much fun. I feel like this is what I needed from a cozy fantasy. It was just so good. Like, oh my God, I love that I'm a Fozy reader now. I'm really trying to make Fozy happen. Listen. Anyway, I had such a good time and it was crazy because I love the characters that are gonna be in the next book. So I immediately was like, well, I'm about to fail this challenge because as soon as I offload this book, I'm gonna onload the next book. But hear me out. I came up with a solution. I just ordered the books physically from the author's website, because why not? Okay. Now, is the first book, A Rivalry of Hearts, out of stock? Yeah. But did I find the dented and scratched versions at a discount on her website? You know I did. So I'm not too upset about it, because from what I can tell, I mean, I'll be upset for sure if the hardcover is actually dented on the art that I like. I will be I'll be a little unwell, but I'm gonna try and, you know, think about two things. One, I'm supporting an indie author, because who's gonna buy these copies if not for me? It's like the same concept as recycling. That's what I'm thinking of. And then two, I really wanted this book and there are no other copies. So it's either get the dented copy or don't have a copy or not. So if it's dented, I'm gonna pretend like I did that to my own book, and I'm gonna slap myself on the wrist and move on. So that means that I offloaded a book from my Kindle. Long story short, I've read 2 books currently, and it's been literally like 5 days, because today is Friday. So I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to read as many more books as I can. You know, crazily enough, me and Monique are actually really busy today. We have to do a collab video, so I have to shower. Like, y'all, look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to shower. I need to wash my hair. I don't know what it's giving. Honestly, it's giving the main character from A Rivalry of Hearts. Yeah, so I've got to do that. Monique she's had a hellish week. So I just feel so bad, because we have to record this collab for Death of an Author. And it's like a book that she really loves. I'm really liking it. And she wants it to be so good. But like, she's just had the craziest. She literally got home at 11 p.m. last night from work, and I'm like, the industry is crazy right now. Like, nobody knows what's going on with entertainment. So we have to do that today, and essentially I'm taking over all of our office work stuff today, because she just like can't. Usually she has like the office work stuff at the end of the week, but I'm taking it over today because I'm off and I have time, and I'm like, when does it ever stop? But anyway, we want this collab to obviously do well, because we both like Nettie, and we both like this book. So we have that to do today, and then we have all of our content planning and stuff, because it is the end of January. So we are going to be putting out like our Patreon calendar. We're going to be announcing a readathon that we're doing with our patrons. We're also trying to do a couple of like fun things in February, and of course the content never stops. It sure doesn't. So I am gonna make some time to read today, because I do want to continue obviously this challenge, this Kindle clear out. And I think the easiest way to do that right now, like my strategy moving forward into the weekend. So I read a fantasy romance, Vampire Conqueror, okay? And then I read a cozy fantasy, which I loved. I was like, knock it out of the park, y'all. It's a 5 for me. Maybe a 4.5. Is there anything I didn't like? Let me think about that. I think I'm gonna give it a 5. Like, there's not really much. It's honestly, with cozy fantasies, I either like it or I don't. So it really should just be a read or don't read scale instead of like a star scale. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5, because I was pleasantly surprised. And side note, I didn't realize this, but I have another one of her books, a prequel to this book, already downloaded on my Kindle. Like, remember when I told y'all I had a bunch of like random fantasy books downloaded on my Kindle that I wasn't even gonna talk about until I got to them? The freaking prequel's in there. I was like, this book looks familiar. Who is this? So my little peanut brain was not thinking that when I literally had followed the author already and like was liking her videos and stuff. I'm like, come on, Christine, use that brain of yours. So that is one of the books. I don't think I'm gonna get to it this round, because I am going into this book called Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman, I believe. So I started that one because I thought to myself, I need a quickie. Like, I need a quickie. And what's quicker than a dark romance? I'm gonna tell y'all, not much. Not much in this life is quicker than a dark romance. I don't know why, but I can read those really, really fast. I don't know, it's kind of like a horror film, you know? It just all starts happening at once and you're like, what is going on? Like, I have to know what's going on. So I'm gonna start that one. Actually, I lied. I already started. I'm 6% in. Okay, because I got up early to finish my book and then I went right into this one. So I think I can finish this one today, because my reading pace on my Kindle is saying I can finish it in 4 hours. So I'm not saying I'm going to try and be faster than that, but do I drive over the speed limit on the road? Yes. So that's going to be my goal for today. And essentially in my brain, I'm just going to try and finish that and then possibly 2 more books. The Mariana Zapata I know is going to hold me down. Like, Bae is going to hold me down bad. So I'm not sure if I can get into that one, because that one is going to be thick. And I still want to do like a buddy read with one of my patrons who is also my friend, Sarah. She is reading the Heartless Hunter book right now. She's like 30% men, and I want to prioritize that after Still Beating. So who knows what I'm gonna get into for the rest of this vlog. Busy freaking schedule. I've been talking for so long. So let me go shower. I'm gonna read a little bit more and I'll check in with you guys. Oh, can I talk about Still Beating really quick? All right, so this one, I thought that it was essentially this woman who gets caught with her rival in a basement. Okay, and it's giving like Silent Hill. It's really just giving like Silent Hill, I guess, barbarian energy. And I thought that they were not really like in each other's lives, but I'm from the 6% I read, I realized that this is actually her sister's fiance. Y'all, it's already messy. And I knew that it was gonna be messy because people love this book, but like, what are you getting me into? Like, she's already caught at 6%. Like, she already got hit over the head with a bottle. I'm a little nervous. I don't know how gory this is gonna be, or how dark, I guess is what I should say, but it's already sick and twisted. I'm like, what happens though? Like, when they get out of this, like if they survive, I think they do, but like, y'all survive something like this and then he's supposed to what, go and marry your sister? And the thing is, she already likes him. The way she talks about him, she's like, oh my God, he's so annoying, da, 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 da. But like, he's kind of cute. And I'm like, if this is not, like, I love these kind of storylines because I feel like a healthy relationship. Listen, the kind of relationships I like is when you can pick at somebody, but like, it's all this underlying kind of like, I like them. Does that mean that I am a, you know, preschooler and that's how I show affection? I don't know what that means. What I do know is that I enjoy reading those storylines. I think that they are just really interesting because it makes your character kind of have a lot of introspect into themselves. They have to be honest with themselves. Like, why does this person annoy me? Is it actually because they're annoying, or does it annoy me that I like them and they are a flawed human? Ooh, who's the therapist now? Hopefully I get into this book. I'm gonna go because I gotta go. Hey, I got a haircut because it's Monday and the challenge is over. Okay, well, listen, this is what we're gonna talk about. Where is my Kindle? 1 second. Okay, I'm back and I've got her. We are ready to chitty chatty. So first of all, I wanna be completely honest with you guys. In Heartless Hunter, I got to 3%. But the good news is this, I have finished 1, 2, 3, 4 Kindle books since we started this endeavor. Okay, I know that we're talking about a Kindle clear out, okay, but those take time. Those take time. You know, when you have other obligations like work, being a full-time job, I feel like 4 books offloaded in a week is a great goal. Now, was one of those my classic literature read that I had to read for book club? Yes. Yes, it sure was. But the good news is I finished Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, A Rivalry of Hearts, Still Beating, and then The Huntress and Her Hound, which, to be fair, all of the classic literature books are always going to be in rotation, so I'll always have one on my Kindle. But, you know, holy, I got rid of 4 books and I liked the majority of them. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So the last book that I read for this vlog was Still Beating, which I'm gonna be honest with y'all, we're not gonna talk about SA like too in detail in this vlog, but there definitely was that in that book. How do I delicately put it? It wasn't so much as a graphic on-page description of it. That wasn't the point of having it in the book. The point was that it was done. It was done and it violated the main character. And really it was the catalyst to kind of like the entire plot of the book. I will say that in Still Beating, the essay stops at like 30%. So I was really worried that it was gonna happen throughout the book and the whole story was gonna be them trapped in this basement. That's actually not the plot of this book. Like, it is a plot point and like a part of it, a huge part of it. But the majority of this book is about them healing from this crazy situation that happened. And then how are they healing together? Knowing that really the reality of their relationship is this guy is her sister's fiance. And to him, like, this is his fiance's sister, obviously. Like, how can they have feelings for each other? But because of this trauma that they have been through, and specifically her, you know, how has that changed them as people? I think that is why this book is so popular. That and the banter and kind of like back and forth and just dialogue with these two characters. I'm gonna tell y'all, I've read a lot of dark romance, and this as a dark romance has some of the best dialogue between characters. Like, you know, like when you read a really unwell Kindle Unlimited book and you're just like, listen, I'm here for the plot and I'm here for the smut, those kind of books don't really fly with me because I literally cannot connect to the characters, and that's a big thing for me. So I wasn't sure how this book was gonna go. I wasn't sure why people recommended it to me, but now after reading it, I get it. Because I wasn't just sitting through this essay the entirety of the book. Like, granted, 30% is still like a third of it. That's a lot. It was, you got through it, and then the next 60 to 70% is like them figuring out how they come back from this situation. Can they come back from this situation? It's like a lot of heartbreak and just grief and trauma, and just like really, the ending was really, really great, y'all. It was so good. So if you're into dark romances, I'm sure you've probably already read this book. But me being a late bloomer, this book completely took me by surprise. I'm gonna buy my own copy. That's how interested I am in it. Similarly to how I felt about Credence, literally not the same plot, not the same anything really, other than the fact that Credence is taboo, this one's dark. Could be considered taboo, I guess, because you're falling in love with like your sister's fiance. Other than that, like, I just feel the same way about those two books. Like, I know that it's outlandish and it's a little crazy, but the way that it's executed is done so well. I just think, what a time to be alive. So anyway, I'm giving this one a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna buy my own copy. Going backwards into A Rivalry of Hearts. Okay, I already told y'all that like I have bought my own kind of like copies of these. So I didn't even like feel the need to download the second one, which is great because that would have defeated the purpose of a Kindle clear out. But I've already got my own copies. They're gonna be here on Friday. I'm so excited. And I just also similarly really loved this Fosey, I'm trying to make it happen, little story. Like, A Rivalry of Hearts also took me by surprise, y'all. This was such a good book. Like, highly recommend if you're into cozy fantasies. There definitely was a little bit of spice in it as well, which I think this is probably my first cozy fantasy that has had spice. I think maybe in my brain, I just had never thought that those could go together. I've never read one that's had a lot of spice. To be fair, I don't read a lot of cozy fantasy. So if you've got recommendations like this one out there, let me know. But yeah, like I said, I have the prequel to this on my Kindle. It is gonna have to be, you know, counted towards my Kindle clear out. So I think I'm gonna make this a series. I think I'm gonna do this once a month. Like, when I read my classic literature book, I can kind of talk to you guys about that Kindle book and also the books that I'm reading that week for my Kindle clear out vlog. I just really loved A Rivalry of Hearts. Really can't recommend it enough. Definitely give it a try, y'all. I love them. And I'm hoping that I love the second book because I'm super interested in those characters. I cannot wait to get it in the mail. Ooh, y'all, I'm gonna be reading that so quick. So then, of course, the third book that I read for this was The Vampire Conqueror, Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. I already told y'all my qualms with this one. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, it's a 2.5 or 3 for me. Carissa Broadbent, I'm gonna need to come back to you. Like, I gotta put you down for a while because these other two authors, I'm gonna go for Jennifer Hartman. I'm gonna go for another Jennifer Hartman. I'm not gonna download it yet because we're gonna clear out this Kindle, y'all. But I'm gonna go for another Jennifer Hartman, and I am obviously gonna be continuing the Faye Corset series. So really, when you compare it, like those two experiences to this one, it just wasn't the same. Like, I just felt like it dragged. I already told y'all a lot of my problems with it. So I think I'm gonna give Carissa a break for a while. I'm gonna give her a break. I'm gonna see what that girl's up to later, respectfully. So the fourth book that I finished for this vlog that I didn't even really talk about, it was the whole reason why I even picked up my Kindle, was Huntress and Her Hound. This was a classic literature pick. This is the book club that I have with my girlies, where we read a smutty book on, you know, live, and we talk about it and how outlandish it is and quotes and like all this crazy stuff, right? So I like classic clit because I had never really read smutty, taboo, dark romances before, and I think reading them with like a book club is fun because you can look at the outlandish stuff and like the crazy stuff and be like, that would literally never happen, but if it did, like, how wild is this? So that's the point of the book club. It's like to kind of be like, what the heck? But then sometimes you do actually get really good picks for it. This one is not my favorite, I'll say it. I was rooting for the main character because I've read Lights Out recently, Butcher and Blackbird. So like that serial killer / stalker trope I'm really liking, but this guy just did not take the cake. It's like he masked as a feminist. Then when he was like in the room with an actual woman, he just like couldn't figure out how to just be an ally. You know what I mean? Like he just was not for women in his brain. And it's crazy that I got his POV, because if he had just shut his mind off, he would have been such a better character. But yeah, I just didn't like him. If I don't like the main male character, the book is donezo. Actually, it's both, really. If I don't like the female, I'm like, get out of here. Literally trash this book and never let me see it again. And that's me. Like I'm the drama, I'm the harsh critic, but it's just my taste, okay? The Huntress and the Hound essentially follows this female serial killer who has had some stuff happen to her, and she suddenly meets her brother's friend who happens to be a stalker. And chaos ensues with the plot. Like I'm already like yawning because of it. Found the dialogue in this one to be lacking. The plot was like okay, it was whatever, but like it just didn't grip me. I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna rate this one a 2. I finished it for book club because I've made a commitment to finish these books and give them all a chance. And like for a minute, I thought he was gonna change. I really thought he was gonna be better. It all wasn't even his fault, to be honest. As a main male character, like the female main character also acted like a badass until she was like in the room with him, and then suddenly she's like changing her whole entire personality. Listen, be who you want to be, but like don't be a liar. Don't be somebody that you're not. So anyway, I just like had a big problem with it. I've offloaded it and successfully removed from my Kindle. So that means since we're gonna do a fun little series with all of these books, let's see how many books are actually left on my Kindle to read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books. So I have 15 left. So I had 19 to begin with. Wow, this is crazy. So, you know, by this rate, maybe I'll do it in a couple of months. Anyway, I'm gonna try and do this once a month, like I said, when I do classic literature book club. But that's the wrap up, guys. That's what's going on. 2 out of 4, 50%. That's pretty good, I would say. And I'm buying the books in 2 of the like series. So I feel like that was a pretty successful vlog. Okay, I had 0 expectations. We'll see what I get into for the next one. I know that we're definitely reading Alpha's Fingerling Surprise. This is Monique's book club pick for classic literature in February. So I know we'll definitely be reading that. This one's a fingerling shifter romance, like a fingerling potato romance. Do with that what you will. But anyway, that's gonna be the end of this vlog. I hope y'all had some fun and found some new potential book recs. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, y'all. It's just a silly, goofy time over here, and I really appreciate you guys even sitting down to watch and hang out with me. So thank you so much for that. Like always, if you have any interest in any of the book clubs or things that me and Mandy are doing, they're all gonna be down below in the description box. And of course, please like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Really appreciate all that good stuff. If you have nothing to say at this point, leave me this emoji and I'll know that you were here. Till next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bum bum da 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 bum bum da.